Hi, welcome back to Soul Calibur 6 with Chaos Counseling. We're actually not going to sit here for 45 minutes, and we're actually going to play.
Yes.
Bad news was walking for us when we were waiting for us when we return. I prefer walking. It has because bad news has an incredible good set of legs to distract you from the sucker punch it's going to hit you with in the heart. I think I'm rambling now.
Yep.
Aswell lived. It seemed impossible that anyone could have survived, but it was the truth. They clearly have never read a superhero comic book.
Yep.
I don't even remember, so once again, these people are going to go through a sense of an identity crisis and get whole new voices. According to our intelligence, I have a seen meeting with his followers. We will leave in the museum. 2 months from now, when the moon is full, the ceremony should have several arguments. The followers have already begun the movie, and they appear to be heading to the Luxembourg Castle, where the ceremony will take place. We will learn the case is located on the land and serve as a focus for speech and energy. In 2 months' time, during the full moon, the stars will land to the early hand, and national energies will reach the peak. Natalie fell silent, a grim look on her face. Next to her, Dion let out a sigh. Come on. The earth. I'm going to be surprised. I'm not this man imposter first, but this planet is never liberate. They believe they were used to let it in very well. Just be such the attitude, even a crew is still alive, it is like he's becoming an outsider. We've no time to research for him, and when we next meet, you will like to be forced to kill him. Probably. If the aim of this ceremony is with us spoken to create the ultimate scene, then the situation is grim indeed. We must act without delay. We agree. We really think about them and hope the men to blame themselves and have motivation to stop him from bringing us calamity. The only time we look at is for sure is when it's in the story of a magic kiss for the ceremony. So that's when we make a move. Now, but we will be determined to have coverage with him. I remember circumstances we will that man to accompany us. We will have time to keep it up. We will You decide. Personally, I say we go after Aswell, because that sounds like the more pressing issue.
Yep.
Use the teach me for the ceremony. And the downside? Dion had a point. We shared a goal, and Aswell needed to be stopped before he created the ultimate seed. Slowly, I nodded in assent. Thank you, Fluffy. When you really will send a messenger and tell them preparing. How wow? Okay, it's just the ghost that haunts her house. As Dion and Natalie disappeared from you, the voice spoke behind me. Oh, it's you.
They have finally left, I see.
Dude, do you need a lozenge? Where a moment ago there was nothing, there stood Zasalamel. You know, I know we actually pronounced his name before, but now it's escaping me. Let's just go with that. Then again, I've got a history of not being able to pronounce anyone's name, so that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
Do you believe you can defeat Aswell by cooperating with Aval?
I remembered Grow driven mad by the immense power of his manifestation, and how even then he proved ineffective against Aswell. Zalzama clenched his fist, shaking his head softly.
I do not wish to say you cannot win. In fact, it is quite the opposite. There is indeed a way to defeat that lunatic.
If you say so.
Fluffy, you have absorbed the power of a multitude of astral fissures. I believe that you have gained the strength to be able to resist the astral chaos. That strength is the key to victory.
Yay. Did being able to resist astral chaos influence mean I no longer needed to rely on its power? I asked Zalsama if he had the answer.
That is correct. You no longer have any reason to fear for your life. It seems you still retain your ability to absorb astral fissures, though.
Yay. Feel the weight lift from my shoulders. However, Aswell was still a problem. I asked Zalsama how I could defeat him.
Listen very carefully.
Okay.
As you probably already heard, Asbel will be performing the ceremony soon. That means he has been able to create both the cursed and spirit swords. However, they are still mere imitations and can be destroyed by the true swords. Without them, Asbel's pen will end in ruin. Both the true spirit sword and the true cursed sword have disappeared from this world and are trapped in the astral chaos. It would be impossible to retrieve both, but just one would be enough. Someone of your strength could reach into the astral chaos and claim one of the true swords as your own, in theory at least.
Thalsama pointed to me.
However, there is something you still lack. Whichever sword you seek, you need to bind yourself to it to retrieve it from the astral chaos. Simply put, even though you possess the power to retrieve the swords, you still lack the ability to find them. To strengthen your connection to the swords, you must do battle with those whose fates are already entangled with them. Fighting those whose knowledge of the swords will strengthen your connection to them. Then once you're bound to the swords, you should be able to summon one from the depths of the astral chaos. Know that when you call for a sword, the one that most resembles your soul will appear. Until it's in your hands, it is unclear which sword will choose you. That is the only way to beat Haswell, once you can do it, but that does not mean your success is guaranteed. Even if you claim a sword, you may not have the power to wield it. And do not think for a second that Aswell will stand idly by while another plots his ruin. If Aswell proves stronger than you, you will die. It would be a great pity to see your life taken away from you just as you have reclaimed it.
I thought back to my conversation with Dion and Natalie. I was ready, and now I knew how to stop Aswell. I looked at Zalsamel in the eyes and nodded. Low odds or not, what other choice did I have? For a second, I almost went full Yoda there.
Go, by now you should be able to sense the true swords. Seek strong warriors linked to them.
Woot. Ooh, let's go fight something. Oh, I guess we have to travel the surrounding area to get to it. Yes. So I really wish I could remember just how much we had left in the main story, but I think we're getting pretty close. Oh, hi, Zhanghua. As I concentrated, I sensed two powerful warriors linked to the sword's destiny nearby.
To think I see you here, Fluffy. Your journey has been a long
Two, it seems.
Wow, it's been a while, huh? How are you doing?
I explained that I wished to fight them in order to obtain the power to stop a great disaster. They looked surprised.
You believe a duel with great will grant you power. I confess I do not fully understand.
But how on earth did you know where to find us?
I hesitated to tell them about my new powers, so I instead told them I had simply overheard rumors of their whereabouts.
Well, since you came all this way, I could hardly turn down a sparring match.
Me neither.
They nodded at each other and Zhanghua stepped forward.
Well, I'm up first.
Time to sucker punch you in the throat.
Oh.
You know, one of the first traditional fighting games that I played, like, not counting Smash Bros. Because it's not a traditional fighting game, and I know some people argue Smash Bros. Isn't a fighting game, it's a arena style. It don't matter. Was of all things Star Wars Masters of the Terrakazi, which is pretty infamous as just being a bad game. I remember I ticked off the people I was playing with due to the simple fact that all I was doing was just ducking most of the time, and only one of the attacks in the game could hit a character while ducking, you know? And I remember the guys I was playing with, they just kept getting more and more pissed off. Like, man, all this ducking crap. I'm like, really? I'm just pushing down on one direction, which, you know, a lot of fighting games now have you pressing back in order to block. Or maybe I shouldn't say a lot, but I've played plenty of fighting games that the only way to block is to press back on the control pad. And that's what's messing you up? I don't know, I thought it was deeply amusing to look back on, you know?
Woo! I done it.
You did it. Hooray. Was saved. Alright, time to kick the guy with the stick. The fight with Zhanghua awakened memories of a deadly battle for control of Soul Edge.
Beautiful.
Woo! You just keep getting stronger, don't you? I thought I gotten pretty good myself, but I guess not good enough.
Never.
Now it's my turn.
Your soul surges in your
We leveled up!
Yay! If only that actually meant something to us. I'm sure it does, but I'm an asshole.
Are you ready? Then let us begin.
battle one. Fight.
And backhand. That's how I do the move. And again, now, hit you once, young man, shame on me. Hit you twice, definite shame on you. Take the scythe to the throat, well, I hope you have your will filled out. So the more I think about this game, because, you know, it's the this was the reboot of the franchise like we've talked about, the less I like it from a story standpoint. And I know it's stupid to complain about a story mode in a fighting game, but I don't know. I've only ever played fighting games because I like the story. I mean, a few exceptions of when I was little and I would just play anything, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, let's take Mortal Kombat 9, which in my opinion is probably my favorite reboot I've seen in a video game franchise in a long time. Because they're not just rebooting it because the last game didn't work and it's like, hey, we need to start over to bring back new fans. They work the reboot into the story. In fact, dare I say, the reboot is the entire story mode of Mortal Kombat 9.
Really?
It is so good. Like, Mortal Kombat 9 story mode, no joke, is one of my favorite things I've ever played in a fighting game ever, because it was just so interesting. And I'll tell you after some dialogue. The fight with Keelik awakened memories of a deadly battle for control of Soul Edge.
Okay, then.
I thanked them both and asked where Maxie was. Their smiles faded.
We got separated during the fierce battle. He took on a powerful enemy alone so that we could escape.
When we went back for him, we found where his nunchuck are.
Maxie's tough. I'm sure he's fine.
Yes, he's just missing his testicles, one eye, and all of his dignity. And also the teeny tiny dust particles on the tip of his fingernails.
But if you hear any rumors, let us know, okay?
I assured her that I would.
Fluffy, I would not ask you about this disaster you're trying to prevent, or your new power. Allow me to say, I hope you succeed on your mission.
Keep on fighting! Don't give up!
Or else I will battle you in the eye socket. After seeing them off, I move on in search of my next target. I needed to strengthen my bond to the sword. To the sword! Okay, spoilers for Mortal Kombat 9, just real quick. So, the Mortal Kombat series had enjoyed a continuous continuity up until, I want to say, 2006 with Mortal Kombat Armageddon. The point of Mortal Kombat Armageddon is I think the series was starting to kind of lose steam, so it was meant to kind of be like the Smash Bros. Ultimate of the franchise, bring back every single character that has ever been in the series, and basically have everyone take a side on the side of good or evil in the fight of Armageddon. And the basic premise was that there's a lot to it, but here's the important part: is that the immortal entity Blaze had basically created like a pyramid that every combatant had to fight up, and whoever won would claim the power of Blaze or the power of Armageddon, making them like a brand new elder god or something. Now, while they never actually state who gets it in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, in the 9th game it opens with actually showing that Shao Kahn, the big bad of the whole series, actually won, and everyone else had died. The only one left alive was Raiden, who's the protector of Earthrealm, and he's getting his ass kicked by a now all-powerful Shao Kahn. So in a desperate attempt to save the entire universe, he actually sends fragmented memories back in time to himself from the first game. And that's how the series gets rebooted. And while I know we still technically have it's still sort of in the same timeline, and while I haven't played Mortal Kombat 11, I don't like that only after 2 games they now did a new time travel plotline to backpedal on a couple things. So I'm like, I know there were some things I didn't like about the new universe, but just stick with it. Just hitting the reset button's not the best way to tell a story. Which again, I know in a fighting game, it's pointless to complain about a story because people just want their fan favorite characters back. Because I mean, like, Soul Calibur 5, I didn't hate that there were new characters and old ones didn't come back. I just didn't like that certain fighting styles weren't present.
Yeah.
I would have been okay with it had there just been new characters and the fighting styles were there, but well, Mortal Kombat has a much, much, much bigger roster, so that's an episode. So we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.